Good afternoon, boys and girls. This is Mr. Holmes getting ready to explain to you how to add polynomials using the vertical method. What I want you guys to understand is that here we have two polynomials. The first polynomial is 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus x minus 7. Our second polynomial is x cubed minus 10x squared plus 8. We're going to add these two polynomials using the vertical method, as I mentioned before. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my first polynomial first. I prefer writing the longest polynomial at the top, so I'm going to do just that. So here I have my 3x cubed plus my 2x squared minus x minus 7. I'm going to use the vertical method and I'm going to add both these. In adding both polynomials, what I want you guys to understand is that we're going to stack my second polynomial under my first polynomial. Here's the thing. In order to do this, we must put like terms underneath one another or above one another. In this case, I'm going to look at my first term. My first term of my second polynomial is x cubed. The x cubed is what makes it like terms with my 3x cubed. They both have an x to the third power. Therefore, I'm going to put my x cubed underneath my 3x cubed. My second term here is a negative 10x squared. I'm going to look for my term in my first polynomial that has an x squared. In this case here is a plus 2x squared. Since they both, my light timed out there, but then since they both have an x squared, these two are considered like terms, and because they're like terms, I'm going to put my negative 10 underneath my 2x squared. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, hey, why don't we just write it all out? Well, if I did so, I would be putting my 8 underneath my x. When this has an x to a first power, but my 8 is a constant. So I need to put my constant underneath my constant. So here I'm going to put plus 8. So here I have my second polynomial as x cubed minus 10x squared, but with a gap plus 8. I notice I put a gap here because my second polynomial did not have an x to the first power. There was no like terms for my negative x. Therefore, I have a gap. So that means when I get ready to write my final answer, this negative x will come straight down as part of my final answer. So when I start combining, I'm going to add all of my like terms. So here I'm going to add a negative 7 and a positive 8. My answer I'm going to get is a positive 1. From here, notice there's nothing underneath my negative x, so my negative x will come down as part of my final answer. Here I have a positive 2x squared and a negative 10x squared. If you don't do this in your head, then you can use a calculator, and in your calculator you will punch in a positive 2 minus 10. When you do this here, you're going to get a negative 8. What I want you to understand is that when you're adding or subtracting like terms, you do not change the exponent. So it's still going to remain x squared. Here, my first term, I have 3x cubed plus 1x cubed. Understand, x is not 1, but its coefficient is. We normally don't write it, but it's understood to be there. So we would say 3 plus 1. This would give me 4, and it still would be x cubed. The x cubed makes them like terms. So my final answer in this case here would simply be 4x cubed minus 8x squared minus x plus 1. I hope this was helpful to you guys. If there's any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below.